This is a Skoda Fabia 2019, and this is 10 years older. This is a 2009 Volkswagen Polo, and they're actually more similar than you might have thought, because they're both Volkswagen products, despite what the badge says. You can tell this car is 10 years old. There are a few marks on it that indicate its age. It's got a beautiful paint job, as you can see. The patina is really beautiful, but that doesn't mean it's any less of a brilliant car, because it has some serious power, mate. Under this bonnet is a 1.4 with like, I forget how many horsepower. It's more than that one, which we'll come to in a minute, but it's faster than the Skoda. I'm not going to lie about it. And then on the inside, we've got a beautiful interior. It's black, and it's fabric. Ain't no leather here, mate. We don't need leather. Who wants to be comfortable? Anyway, I don't know what else to say. So this Polo, it has some gorgeous rims on it. As you can see, they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 spokes, which is more than 6 and less than 8. Yes. They are not damaged in any way, shape, or form. I don't know what you're talking about. And also, there is no rust on this arch. It's definitely not like a classic Volkswagen thing. I've never seen this before in my life. Don't talk to me about my rims. So the VW Polo 2009, it's the interior might be familiar to anyone who owns a Polo from 2009 to like 2018, because they just kept on making them, mate. They couldn't stop themselves. We've got a steering wheel that is plastic and is in lovely condition. Nothing wrong with this one, mate. We've got a head unit, which is quite basic, but it works. It's got MP3 CD functionality and all that good stuff. And that's better than the Skoda, which has no CD functionality whatsoever, which is deeply upsetting. We've got climate controls, or actually that's a stretch. It's just some buttons to control the AC, because there is no climate control as such. We've got a gear lever for changing your gears, baby. That's what we like. Into first, into second, all that good stuff. And we have a glove box, which, who cares about that? It's a box you put your gloves in, if you have gloves. And of course we have the sun. We don't have a sunglass holder, I lied. I forgot about that. And then we have a sun visor with a light. It's got lights for your sun visors. What are you doing? You zooming in on my face again?
No.
Right. So inside here, in a bit further detail, we've got the infotainment system. When I say infotainment, it is a bit of a stretch. It's basically just a stereo. But you've got your radio, your media, your toilet paper, traffic program, and the menu button. The menus for all your settings, like your bass and your treble, if you want to feel like you've got a sub in the boot or whatever. You can put your CDs in, play them through that baby. And then you can see our climate controls. As I said, they're very basic and very, well, if it's broken, it's useless. But it works at the moment. And then we've got our steering wheel, which, as I said before, is very, 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 very plastic. It's very plastic. And then, of course, we have some indicators which are needed. Our gear lever, the handbrake. One thing I have noticed in this car is that everything is quite plasticky. There is a bit of rubber on there. That's actually not too bad. That's quite nice. But a lot of it is not got like any fake leather or anything. You get what you need, and you don't get upset, love. That's what I say. And then there's the sunglass holder, the sunglass holder, the sunglass holder, the sunglass holder, which has no holder for sunglasses, which is awful on a day like today when the sun's in my fucking eyes. Right, so the 2019 Skoda Fabia is very similar. However, it's completely different to the Volkswagen Polo. They were sold fairly similar times to each other, because that car was discontinued in like 2018 or 19, I forget. And this one was sold up until 2021 when they updated the Fabia to make it really fat and stupid. But hey-ho, that's all right, no worries. So we got some more creature comforts on this one. We've got down here the radar for the front assist, so you don't crash into Brenda's Nissan Juke at the lights when you're not paying attention because he's too busy stroking your beard. And then we've got over here some headlights, daytime running lights on this one too, unlike the Volkswagen. Although that one does have daytime running lights, they're just halogen instead, or whatever the old lights are. These are LEDs, baby. LEDs nuts, am I right? Right, anyway. We've got some heated mirrors, which means they can de-ice themselves quite nicely on a winter's morning, and the windscreen. That's it. She's also got heated mirrors. I lied. This has heated mirrors as well. That is not an advantage of the Skoda Fabia. Okay? Let's get the record straight. This is good as well. Okay, baby? we've got our lovely rims and arch line in here too. Oh, arch liner would be inside, but there we are. The rims are f***ing dirty because I haven't cleaned the car in ages, and I'm so sad about that because it's winter and I'm cold as f***. We've got these lovely arches which are not rusty at all yet because it's a Volkswagen product. They will rust. And then we have some lovely 6-spoke rims. They are not 7-spoke. I don't know if I even counted the other ones right, so I might be talking about my... But it's beautiful. They're dirty. Look at that brake dust. Yeah, you can brake and there's the... Yeah, they're great. Aren't they just? And then you got your rims. There's tyres on the rims, so you can drive. And that's it. Welcome to the inside of the 2019 Skoda Fabia with its beautiful fake leather steering wheel. Not disgusting at all. It doesn't get very hot during summer days and you don't want to touch it, totally. And then we have some headlights, which that car also has. Funny that, you need those. But here's a button for something that's a bit opinion dividing. We've got our start-stop system, which is brilliant if you want to save petrol, but if you're in traffic, please God, turn it off, because every time you take your foot off that clutch, the engine goes off, and then the traffic moves, and then you put it down, and then the engine comes back on, and then you bring the clutch up, and the car stalls, which means you look like an idiot. So thanks, Skoda, very cool. And then we have our dials, standard stuff. It's got a proper display here that's black and white, rather than just having like an LED LCD thingamabib. We've got our infotainment system, which is beautiful. We've got a 7-inch touchscreen like an Amazon Fire tablet. It's got all the bells and whistles, and by that I mean it has an SD card slot and no CD player. And it's got the radio. It's got DAB if you want to listen to absolute radio at 64 kilobits per second, like an... And then we've got our air vents and things. We've got the same, literally almost the same controls for the aircon as in the Polo. They are exactly the same. A gear lever. That's lovely, that is. Feels so smooth and reliable. And then we have our handbrake, which has fake leather on it. Again, everything in here is fake. And the one thing I don't like about this car is that not only the dust that I've left all over it from my stupid body, but also the weird textured plastic which you can't stick anything to. I'm indicating now. Yeah, it's not the best. I'm not a massive fan of it, but what can you do? It was Skoda's choice, not mine. Do not at me about it. Right, so yeah, from another angle, look at these babies. They turn. They're actually incredibly, I think this might be the same part with a different fascia from that car. From the Polo, because they look very, very similar. And then here's our lovely 7-inch display. We've got settings on it. We can't use them when the ignition's off. Where are my fucking keys? Who cares? Whatever. You've got app. You can do Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Fun fact about this car with Android... 819D308. No, sorry, with Apple CarPlay actually. If you plug your iPhone in and start listening to music, it sounds great. However, 5 minutes later, it will start sounding like absolute... I don't know why. There must be a bug in iOS at the moment, but just... Good lord. It's terrible. I never want to use it again. So I just stick to media with the SD card and all that. Put your whole iTunes library on this thing. It's like I'm having an iPod in the car. It's great. And then we have our DAB radio with our 64 kilobits per second flipping bit rate. It's not great, so just stick to FM, baby. And you're golden. And then AM radio. Who cares? Yeah. Oh, look, Isle of Wight radio. We're definitely on the Isle of Wight right now. Am I right, guys? So, this is a boot. It holds things. And as you can see, there's some lovely marks on this bit too. But one thing I love about these cars is, look, it's the logo. Struts are a bit weak, but that's no problem. As you can see inside, we've got loads of space. I forget how many litres it is. It's probably something nuts. But look, we've got de-icer, we've got a jerry can, we've got a freezer bag, and we've got all the boot floors, the variable boot floor, I must say, which means you can fit more in if you ever go to IKEA and buy a Billy bookcase and then not be able to fit it in. You're like, oh, let me change the boot floor. Yay! That's about it for the boot, apart from the parcel shelf, which is split in two. Because they're so expensive, man. Parcel shelves, they're you need to be a rich man to buy them. So we stick with this one. And we're closing. Beep. Bonk. Right, so we have our Skoda Fabia boot here. It's got Fabia on it. It says what it is. I think the Polo did as well, never mind. But it says Skoda, in case you didn't know. And then we've got the badge as well, which is not the handle, sadly. So you've got to use the handle like a peasant. Look at that. Struts are nice. And then inside we've got loads of space for jump leads, in case you need to jump start a Volkswagen Polo. A big boot. I forget how many litres, like 500 or something. I'd have to read the spec sheet again, I forget. We got like little compartments down the side for McDonald's bags and screen wash that's out of date and bottles and things like that. And it closes quite nicely. Oh yeah, I mean you got this like funny like penis thing which you used to pull down the thing if you're too short. Hey, look at that. Oh no, Miku's fallen down. There. That's better. She's the Skoda mascot, official actually. I decided. Yeah, nice car. So, in a conclusion that nobody would have expected. Good cars, good cars. Anyway, thanks, bye.